probably know Maraku Koimayan, Yamamasa Koimayan, and Ippudo tea, amongst many others that blew up on TikTok and everyone is trying to get hold of, but they're all sold out. I'm going to show you the 3 most underrated matcha brands that you've probably never heard of. And actually some of them I prefer to more well-known brands. And these are all mostly very accessible because they're not as well-known, so you can probably just order them whenever you want. The first brand that I want to talk about is Heapwell. So I have their Tenmyo blend. This was actually one of the first gifted matchas I ever received. It was probably one of the best, and I'm not just saying this. I did do a taste test video of this when I first opened it and I was really surprised. I think because there are so many new and upcoming matcha brands out there and you think, oh, they're all going to taste the same and they're not going to be that good. But I actually really like this, and I genuinely think this is one of my favorite matchas of all time. So Tenmyo is a blend of Asahi and Samidori cultivars. Asahi gives it that smoothness and umami flavor, and I think Samidori gives the chocolatey sweet notes. Samidori is one of my favorite cultivars in general. I really like Samidori by Yamamasa Koimayan. That's one of my favorite matchas of all time, and I think this is pretty comparable to it. It tastes really similar. So this matcha in particular is priced at £22 for 30 grams. It is a little bit expensive. It is, I think, the most expensive on their website, but I think it's worth it because it's just so sweet naturally. It smells like white chocolate, so I really like this one. I think it's worth trying. They also sent me 2 more that I haven't tried yet, but if you're someone who likes those chocolatey notes in a matcha, especially white chocolate, I think you would really like Tenmyo. The next brand I want to talk about that I have been seeing more often these days. This is actually the matcha that they use in Rome, which is a really popular cafe in London. So this is Matcha, and this is their original organic Kirishima matcha. So this has Sayamidori and Okomidori. So I only recently realized that Samidori and Sayamidori, I don't know how to pronounce it, are slightly different. I thought they were the same, but different spelling, but they are slightly different. So this one does taste a little bit different to Tenmyo, which has Samidori. I actually bought this quite a long time ago, so I can't remember exactly what it tastes like, but I do remember that it is very good. And I think because this one is quite pricey, so this is £25 for 20 grams, I don't know if it's worth buying the tin, but I think it's definitely worth buying it in a cafe because they do use these in cafes. So for example, Arome, and I know Lilac also uses this one, but in Arome their recipe and ratio matcha to milk is really good. So if you really want to try this, I think you should go to Arome in London and try it there. They also sell the tins there if you want to buy it. Actually, one of my first videos on my Instagram account is me making this, so if you want to go and check that out, I'll leave the link down there. Oh, and I think Matsu is from Amsterdam, the brand, not the matcha. That would be a very different kind of matcha. And the last brand that I'm really excited to talk about is, I don't know how to pronounce this, Fukujuen. So this brand is from Japan. This is their Seijin no Shiro blend, and this is actually the first like ceremonial grade matcha that I've ever had, and this is the matcha that made me realize how good matcha can be and what it's supposed to taste like. So I bought this back in September 2024 in Singapore in one of the Takashimaya shopping centers. There was like a little stand and they were selling these. Because at the time I didn't know much about flavor profiles and like they were all different prices and I was really confused. So he recommended this one for matcha lattes, but I think you could probably drink this as usucha or koicha as well because it is very high quality. So currently on the website this matcha is £9 for 20 grams, which is pretty affordable. But I remember when I bought it in Japan, when I went recently, it was like £5. It was really cheap, so I bought like two or three cans. And I know they do a 100-gram tin that I really want to buy. I think it was in Kyoto Station that they were selling this one. The cultivars aren't listed on the website, but it is from Uji, so you can probably buy it in Uji as well. I'm going to be going to Uji this year in October, so if you want to find out where you can buy this and what else you can buy and a bunch of other Japan content, stay tuned for my October videos. But yeah, this will always be my first matcha love. So like I said in the beginning, these I almost like more than the big 3. Please let me know if there are any other brands that you recommend that I should try, or if you end up trying any of these as well, let me know what you think. But what I'd recommend for you is, if you're a beginner, I think Seijin no Shiro by Fukujuen is a really good matcha to get you started getting into matcha. This is the matcha that got me into matcha. Or you want a guaranteed good matcha in a cafe in London, then try this in a row. If you want to see more matcha content and reviews and recipes, you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I'll leave my links below. Thank you for watching. Bye!